Well, kids, it's time to let the sun shine in. So, very quick update. I have appealed for the monetization. I got rejected, but I will try again. But if you want some of the older content, then please go to the Bitchute channel. It is below. Let us get into the corruption with Mr. Marc Headley, and let us keep it real simple. Mark and Claire left Scientology in a bit of a controversy. They were with the Sea Org and part of the organization for a long while. Claire actually got very far in the RTC, which is an extremely elite leadership position, but she and Mark left and tried to sue the church. The lawsuit was unsuccessful. Currently, they are on the Aftermath board, helping victims to escape Scientology, and they put out this image of a nice, happily married couple just trying to fight the Scientology while maintaining a happy home life. So, what is the problema? Well, I think the problem is when you get into anti Scientology, oftentimes the survivors, quote, activists, are lying to you and trying to deceive you and take advantage of you. So, there are two major controversies. One of them I will not defend Mark on, it's still a question mark. The other one I do think is more defensible. But let us get right to it. This is from Zero Dark Tony. I will be ignoring Tony's commentary, which was fine, but I want to concentrate on the facts. And this is pretty devastating, so trigger warning, this may be a little disturbing.
So bad that he pushed her.
He loved to just be cruel, hurt animals, hurt people. It didn't matter to him.
He started yelling and screaming to the top of his lungs, and he knocked me to the ground.
Now, obviously, when a woman accuses a man of touching or grabbing or being physical, obviously it's going to be very controversial. Now, I want to be clear, that is not at the end of the question for me. If a man and woman are getting physical, there are two sides to the story. Maybe there is a justification. Was he provoked? What is the larger context? Again, this is coming from Scientology. This is propaganda. So there are reasons to doubt this account. However, there is a consistency here of Mark apparently getting very angry and getting physical with women. Not just one woman, but several women. And it's happened over several years. Now, as far as I know, Mark has not answered these questions. And he has sort of admitted that these things did happen in a deposition. So we're going to hear him.
I don't deny touching her. I don't remember.
Okay.
He took a lot of pride in being criminal, factually. He liked to pick locks. It was
Well, again, his response, non-response is kind of troubling. He's not really denying it happened, but he's saying, well, there's just so many things that happened. He can't rightly recall. Within anti-Scientology, you're going to find corruption. It is what it is. The question is how much. Now, some of this is not too bad, but apparently during the lawsuit, he was caught red-handed, being forced to admit he was acting as a source for these tabloids, for these newspaper/magazine articles, and was well paid. He wrote some stuff himself. The total is about $16,000. Now, the Headleys lost their lawsuit and had to pay the church around $40,000. Don't worry, they had a good fundraiser. They were able to pay that $40,000 bill. And Claire claims that they only lost the lawsuit on a technicality. No, that's not true. The basis of the lawsuit is that they were being held against their will. The problem is that both Mark and Claire, granted it's Scientology, it's difficult. However, they did have abilities to leave the church physically. It wouldn't be easy, but they did have the ability to leave at many different times. So if they wanted to leave Scientology, they could have. It wouldn't be easy, but they could have done it. So the issue with him and women, with Mark, is bad. He's not really dismissing the charge. He's just saying, okay, it happened, but I don't want to get into it. Now, there's another charge. There I will be more defensive, where Mark is alleged and apparently left with a lot of money and or equipment and was selling the equipment on eBay and making a nice little profit. That I'm not too impressed by. It does sound bad. Again, stealing usually is bad, but it's Scientology, so who cares? But also Scientology does, again, allegedly, it's YouTube, I got to be careful. It really provides incentives to do criminality, right? Again, it's so money hungry fundraising is so primal to that organization that you're kind of given a lot of incentives to bend the rules. Was he actually doing a criminal activity, or was it a scam that the church kind of authorized but never officially authorized? Again, a lot of question marks. And remember, this is Scientology propaganda. So on the woman question, it's kind of disturbing. Again, as far as we know, Claire herself has never suffered. There's been nothing recent in terms of him hurting any women, but again, it is disturbing. This isn't his past, and he's never answered the question, frankly. He kind of just said, yeah, it happened, but I'm not going to get into it. With the stealing, that I think is more defensible. Even if he did steal, I don't think it's too bad. Again, it's not good, and I think their lawsuit, frankly, with justification was rejected. I do think suing the church is a good thing overall. It's a really evil church. It has allegedly murdered people and hurt people. However, not every lawsuit is worthy. I think they had good reasons to reject the lawsuit, but that's me. So, if you want to know why people are a little bit torn about the Aftermath Foundation, well, Mark and Claire have not been totally honest about who they are. Make of that what you will, but for the record, Mark did admit he did something to at least one woman. As far as the stealing goes, even if he is guilty there, yeah, it's bad, but that's not too bad. But there we are with the short, corrupt background of Mr. Marc Headley.